Why, hello there, fellow explorers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to SpaceSlog, Episode 5, Deep Space and Deep Talk Monologuing. Oh, we got... I hate rats! I'm going to try to deal with them a weird way. But I'm going to create a save game in case it doesn't work, because I'll save scum shamelessly if it doesn't. Let's create a transfer ventilator here to be able to suffocate the rats when they come. Because it should suck all of the air out of the room. So air flows between two adjacent rooms, equalizing the temperature and gases. And we can toggle it. So it should be using up or removing the oxygen in the room. Because I don't want to have to hunt the rats and then get use up the last of my medicine to patch ourselves. And these rats are going to eat my food, drink my water, and be a drain on resources if not dealt with. Because we have suits with internal oxygen and they don't, we can suffocate them. So a vacuum mousetrap. Yeah, exactly. Because I don't really know a better way to deal with the rats. Because they like, even taking one nibble, you're kind of just dead. I could put temporary stockpile for food outside. Yeah, I guess I could. That's not a bad call. So storage, high priority for water, meat, the problem is if there's like a threat, leaving in a hurry is gonna suck. Because we won't be able to leave in a hurry. I don't know if the oxygen is decreasing here. The other thing we could do is just simply punch a hole in our ship structure. And I'm going to do that as well. Because it doesn't look like the oxygen levels is like going down right now. It really doesn't to me, so I'm going to just punch a hole in our hull. Yep, we have a breach. I know. It doesn't instantly get rid of all of your air, mind you. So it's not like instant death or anything, but it will eventually asphyxiate them. Alright, the hostile trade ship. That's not going to be a trade partner of ours. Alright, I don't think they'll eat seeds, so I think the seeds are safe. But yeah, the oxygen level is going down now. Do I need piping for that? Oh, that's a good question. I don't think I did. Possibly I set it up wrong. Either way, punching a hole like this works just fine. But yeah, probably it was a piping thing. It's also possible to try to, like, shoot at it through the hole in the ship and they'll lure them out. Alright, let's make some ice. Or water. And now there's no oxygen here, so these things are dying. This might be just how I deal with the rats in the future. Because as you can see, it doesn't do anything to the plants. The plants are just like totally fine being in an unoxygenated environment. Don't ask. But the rats, not so much. And every little, like, if we get nibbled once by a rat, we bleed to death. So this might be honestly the better solution. All right, they are idle, so let's go mine some random stuff while the rats die, and then we butcher them. And it doesn't look like they're eating my seeds, and they're not eating the raw crops, so this might be the best way to deal with rats for the future. It's annoying, but, like, at least it works. We've got some bleeds. Ooh, good shot. Ooh, good shot. Getting better at this. Run! Alright, rats are critically low. They're dying. The rats go through doors? I don't think so. And let's just leave the space worm here until the rats go away. As you can see there. Slowly dying. You know of a better way to deal with rats? I'm all ears. I just don't know of one. So, you are wounded, but not dead yet. Yeah. Okay. They're both about to die. A space cat? Oh, I'd love one. Sign me up. All right. What is there left to mine here? I know we're at 14% power. So maybe we jump pretty soon. As soon as we haul everything back into the ship. Because there's silicon out there, but like, I'm fine. Maybe I'll get one more big thing of silicon, and then we'll go. Still not dead. They're about to be, though. And we still have 84% and 84% of our internal ox tanks, so it's not like we're not critically threatened or anything. All right, so you are hauling rocks, and then we'll mine. Dead yet? No? God. What are you, like, tardigrade rats? Good God. So we'll do one silicon each, patch up the hole in the ship, and then I am going to start charging up the burn meter now. So I've turned on the generator to aid with that as we prep to leave. Oh, there's another worm. Got it. The young ones don't... Oh, are you fighting back? Maybe you are. They don't have the same hunting predatory instinct the other ones do, though. Come on. Oh my God, they're not dead yet? Jesus. They're probably pretty easy to kill, mind you, because they're just like mostly unconscious. Oh, there we go. Now they're suffocating. Boy. All right, let's queue up some more. Now that the burn meter's filling up, queue up some more mining to do. Oh, there's another young space worm. Okay, queue it to hunt. Rock asteroid, silicon. I don't really care what we mine. A vacuum section for food storage? Yes, that would probably be more efficient. That's something I can work towards. But you're right, it would be a significant addition to the ship. But getting rid of like a perpetual problem, like the rat problem that we have, is nice. So that's a smart way to do it. So good point, identified person. I like that concept. Because these rats have been like suffocating for like 2 days now. I mean, they're just impossibly difficult to get rid of. Okay, I don't think they're conscious, so I'm just gonna like punch them. New save. Punch rats. Technically knife them, but whatever. So, now that they're like basically downed. Oh, finish them off. Perfect. I just do that. Okay, cool. Temporary stockpile removed. Structure put back, and then we'll haul the wiggling dead worms back in. Rats are insane? Yeah, they really are. Okay, let's get some oxygen back into the ship to fill up our own internal tanks. And it's gonna do a number on our power, but you know, it's the way it is. Who's the better cook out of the two of you? 6 and 5. It basically doesn't matter. Okay, let's oh, we have scanners. Let's do more meat, soup, or whatever you want to call it. And then we'll go back to water after that. And keep oxygenating it a little bit more. Slave hostile. Okay, never mind. Where's the other rat? It was like... Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So they're butchered. We have time to, like, mine one asteroid, I guess. Before we have to go. Bad galactic neighborhood? Yeah, no kidding. They're all hostile. And we're going to need to seek out solar power, because we're really low on power. Once we are next burn. Was there another worm out here? I don't see one. Okay, so we're going to prepare to burn. I know there's more asteroids, but I'm good. Black alert. Space worm is attacking us anyway, so let's just leave. Forget it. Okay, we have enough oxygen in the cabin. I'm going to turn this off to conserve power. Because we're at 100%, 85%, we're fine. Alright. Let's hope we find a star. Ideally a star with like a debris field or asteroid field around it. Can you end up in combat with other ships? It hasn't happened to me yet. Unless you like fail a bribe. And we're probably going to need to consider adding an additional thruster or two to this thing so that it can charge up faster. Because the 1.4 tons takes a while for one little thruster to charge. Funny looking ship we got. So what's out here? Give me something. Seems like vastness of the oh, here we go. We got a red giant. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop at some point in the red giant zone. But I'm going to hope that, well, actually, let's drop now. Oh, yep, space debris, perfect. All right. Generator off. We're now on solar only. Perfect. And we have a lot of deconstruction to do. Well, maybe not a lot. I don't know how much is actually here. Oh no, a decent amount. Swiggity swag. So, with this power boon, I intend to expand the ship yet again. And then to, so I'm going to do a temporary stockpile here of titanium. And then, to add more grow benches. So that we produce our food in-house. But we are generating a decent amount of power. Probably enough to just, like, leave the thruster on to fill up the burn meter. Because, yeah. We have a lot of power available. And I'll even turn on the atmospherics. Even though I know it's not like rat proof. That looks so silly. Let's pan around to make sure I didn't overlook any debris. I don't think I did. I think I got it all. So there's like 2 more space debris sections. It's fine. It's plenty of material. Yo, this is not how to do it, Cosmic. Oh my goodness. He's grabbing... What the hell? He's like, how do I do this to piss off Rad? I'm gonna grab steel from, or titanium from here and place it there. It's like, no, no, no. Whatever. Barbarians. All right, easy. Hauling silicon, that's fine. All right, there's one more debris. I'm gonna pause on it so that we can expand the ship first. And we are at... Oh, hello. Almost 30% power. Trade ship, hostile, wants a big old bribe. Nah. No thanks. Alright, I'm going to turn this off. We're at like 32% breathability, which is fine. It's like low end of medium, but if we have to deal with rats again, that's what I'd prefer to sit at. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now remove that. And build the inside. And now that you're building the inside, break down the last debris. There we go. So I expanded the ship so that I could do this. Expanding the grow up. So we can grow even more food because it's about 2 benches a person. Thereabouts if you're not doing any hunting. So I don't want to necessarily have to rely on the happenstance of finding things to hunt, because the game can be less than generous and kill me in my wait to try to find things to be worth hunting. So, self-sufficiency is king. And another scanner of someone to talk to. Maybe. A Desora. Hey, I could trade with you. Look at that. I wouldn't mind buying rice seeds and wheat seeds for variety. Well, yeah, I'll buy both just for the variety, for the funsies. And I'll sell rocks for now. Oh, do you have medical crates? No. And this is exactly why I'm like, yo, be careful. Don't get nibbled. You have 3 tendings. Med kits are so rare. It's rough. Okay, so we didn't trade much. It's fine. We were growing carrots here, so I'll grow carrots on here as well. Come on. So this is for carrots. And then on the other side, we will do more herbs. And then I'll eventually want to get like a 5th bench for like fun things like wheat. One of the advantages of wheat is it's really high yield, even though there's not a lot that you can do with it. So it's a good like trade good, if you will. And we're at 55 or 56% Powered. Did we? Yeah, okay, we got all the debris. Cool. And here, no, I don't know what you're planting. Stop. We are going to be planting herbs. Now I had mentioned, because of how long it takes to fill up the burn, it might be wise for us to get like a bigger thruster. So I'm going to do that now. So that if we need to escape quickly, we're not stuck sitting like ducks. Because that can really get you killed. If like a swarm of enemies are coming. Also, they're both basically the same level of engineering. I'm really hoping to level up to 6 so that I can get a large solar panel. But it will take as long as it takes. It almost looked like a ghost of Pac-Man or something. Alright, for now we don't even need this thing powered on because our burn drive is basically done. Oh, also, barrels should never idle, so broth. Oh, you know what? Oh, it's already brewing. But yeah, we're going to need to make water after this. And in fact, I'm going to say do water twice after this. Water takes a while. So, adding another thruster changed the weight of our craft a lot, forcing the burn meter to charge even higher. So I guess I can, like, charge it faster. And it charges a lot faster now with the added thruster, and then I can turn it off. And then keep it topped up with the small thruster. So there's an advantage to having a small thruster, because it's like more power efficient to just keep your burn meter maxed out, in my opinion. And this song's loud. So it powers it 2/3. Part of me wants to add even more power storage. We have enough for one more battery, I think. I'm gonna do it. Just so that we can rely on... Because fuel cells, if you're wondering, a single fuel cell will last us like a day. And it costs like 500 coin. So you can see why I'm trying to get away from having to use plutonium fuel cells, which is super overpriced. There we go. Now we have 3,500 watts of power storage. Our breathability is up to like 50%, so I'm going to cut the life support. And someone's showing up. Magnon. The Crow Magnet. They're a slaver. Yep. In order to build a bed, 2 beds, let's say, that's 8 leather. So I'll trade everything but the leather we need for the bed. So we have 19, so I can trade away 11 of it for 154 coin. Let's do it. I'm also going to trade away a few seeds. Not many. And that's it. So 164 coin. Not bad. And we're just chilling. We're just farming this solar. Is the only way to get more crew members through slave traders? I don't know. Maybe. It's getting kind of cold in here, so I'm actually going to turn on the life support again. And turn on the radiator vent. Try to correct the temperature inside the ship. So in terms of atmospherics, you've got oxygen generator, large oxygen generator, which is like more efficient, a gas scrubber, which removes CO2, an oxygen tank, which can store oxygen. I honestly should probably build an oxygen tank. Actually, I'm going to build it. So I don't have the titanium, so I'm not even going to bother placing it. You've got radiator vents, which discharges heat, which means this probably is not helpful to me. And then you've got furniture, double bed, single bed, hospital bed, cryopod if you want to like go to perma sleep, some dressers and end tables and chairs and carpeting and flooring if you are really wealthy. And then doors if you want to separate individual rooms, which is like a goal of mine for sure. Just not one that we're moving quickly towards. And yeah, we are a little overproductive here where I ran out of space for the herbs. So we'll have to make room. In fact, the last 3 titanium we'll place like that. Amagar, thank you for the resub. Alright, we're at 72% charged up. Orbital Laser, thank you for the resub too. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to burn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn until, like, I'm still within the red giant sphere of influence, but just, like, on the other side. So I'm not going to burn very far. And I'm hoping to find materials as a result. So I'll, like, drop out here where we're still within the sphere of influence of the red giant, and like maybe we find stuff, and if we don't, whatever, we just have to charge up our engines again, which is the case. That's fine. So let's flick this one on and charge that burn a little bit faster. It was worth the try. I mean, I might have found more mats, but no, I suppose not. We're ready. Let's pull it. This should be water, I think. No, it wasn't water. Okay, water's next. There we go. Because we're down to very little hydration. You know what, Hemagar, how about I answer your question in greater detail? Because there's not a lot going on in the game. So for me, back in the early 2000s, I played a lot of video games with friends and played a lot of games that like totally failed to live up to the hype. And I finally like decided I don't care what a marketing team says about a game at all. I'm not going to pay attention to advertised games like one iota because they're just disappointing. So I kind of make a personal point, to just not give 2 craps about games that aren't released. Because in my experience, all you do is get your hopes up and then you're disappointed. So I have no idea what's on the horizon that I'm excited about, because I make it a point not to even be excited about games that are not released yet. Because, like, there's not a lot of reliable information about games that are worth playing before they release. Like, a content creator like me, you know, I'll say, like, for this game, for instance, this feels more like an alpha phase tech demo than a full-fledged game. There's not research. There's not really ship-to-ship combat. It's like a super stripped-down version of, like, Astronauts or RimWorld without, like, a lot of the game mechanics that you would want to experience. My Patreon patrons voted for me to play this, which is why I'm playing it. I might not have picked it for myself, but I did offer it to them because they were excited to see it. But my point being, there's not a lot of reliable sources for games that aren't in the hands of, like, content creators for whether they're, like, even worth playing or not. And I'm sure you all can list dozens of game titles that were massive disappointments at release. So for that reason, like I could just give you a generic answer of, like, Light No Fire, or, you know, something like that, where it's like, hey, it's a developer I rather trust and probably they will release a good game at release. But the long and short of it is, like, I don't really pay attention to the games that aren't out yet because I've got better things to do than that, to put it bluntly. Your first impression of SpaceSlog is his Vide-coded RimWorld. Yeah, that's the other thing, is, like, it seems like, especially large studios, there's a, and this is certainly less true of indies, but there's a big push to just, like, AI automate everything. And to some degree or another, if you're an indie studio, I kind of understand using, I get that, like, if you're an indie studio and you're trying to translate your game in other languages to open up your opportunity to marketability for, like, Chinese markets, Indian markets, whatever, you know, German, French, etc., like, using an AI translator might make sense. Or, like, if you can't line up really expensive voice acting, using AI voices, which I honestly personally find really disturbing, especially in, like, games that should be able to afford voice actors. But, like, I get it. There are a time and place for AI tools, but they should be tools. Now, I myself have used AI art maybe, like, once or twice, but not in the last few years. I kind of made the personal decision to be like, yeah, no, I'm not doing AI anymore. It's a slippery slope, and I'd rather just be able to say, yeah, I haven't used an AI tool in, like, 2 or 3 years as a content creator, maybe even longer. I think the last one I did was, like, 2 Dwarf Fortress series ago is the last time I used AI art. Let me actually look up the date, because I don't believe I've used any since then. Or at least not to my knowledge. You know, if a Creative Commons image was generated with AI and it was not disclosed to me, I might have used it. But I'm pretty good at identifying AI art, because it's generally looks stupid. And all right, so the last time was actually 3 years ago. So I sort of made the decision, yeah, no more AI art about 3 years ago. My greater point is, like, I don't pay attention to the games that haven't released. I don't believe anything that a marketing team has to tell me or sell me. And I wait until release to form a decision. And even then, like, there's a lot of games that have terrible ratings that I think are good, and a lot of games that have great ratings that I think are bad. And I'm pretty vocal about that. Not to, like, specifically call out a few, but, like, for instance, when, like, Monologuing came out and everyone was hyping the crap out of it, and I was like, I don't get it, guys. I don't find it fun. It's kind of generic. It's kind of boring. It's lacking a lot of game mechanics. It's kind of a blah game. It's average. It's like just every other village builder. I don't get the hype. And yeah, like, a lot of people disagree with me, and I'm sure a lot of you here disagree with me, but ultimately, the ratings for Mandalorians came down from, like, a mid-90s, like a 93%, which is ridiculously high, and now it's sitting at, like, a 75% or something in the most recent reviews. So yeah, it did eventually adjust to basically how I felt about it. And I'm not shy about that, you know? Ultimately, I take, like, a few sponsorships a year, and they're for games that I would play even if I didn't have the sponsorship. Basically, The money doesn't make me play the game. It's just an added bonus if I was going to play it anyway. So even just a few weeks ago, I had a sponsorship to play a game, and I was like, you know what? The game's not good enough. I'm going to turn down the money and just not play it. And they've reached back out to me, and they're like, hey, can we negotiate? Like, we're happy to, like, pay you. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want your money. So, you know, hopefully I have my credibility intact. And with that said, you know, this, I can totally get that you could say it feels like a vibe-coded game. It is lacking a lot of fundamental game mechanics. It does not have a lot of the things that you would come to expect. However, and there is a caveat here, I remember playing RimWorld in its alpha phase. I remember downloading it from the Lilian website, and it was kind of like a moon-based game, and it kind of had atmospherics, and it was really rough, and it looked kind of like this. So I'm not saying that this is the next RimWorld, because to dethrone RimWorld is like a task that almost no other game is going to be able to accomplish, but it could be good in its own right. And there's certainly other games like this that are good in its own way, and comparing it to RimWorld, which is like cream of the crop, is ultimately, I think, a little unfair, right? Like you could say, oh, you know, Space Haven, it's like RimWorld in space. It's like, okay, yeah, but like it's totally its own thing too. Or like Going Medieval, it's like, you know, RimWorld in 3D, it's like, yeah, but it's also kind of its own thing. And it's not to say that I don't think like Space Haven and Going Medieval could take more game mechanics from RimWorld to make it better, sure, but there's only like so much coding that you can possibly do. And one of the advantages RimWorld has is it's like 2D and really simple graphics, so it's really easy to like mod for and code for. I've done some of the coding myself. So I do personally find myself being a little bit more generous about the quality of the games that I play. But with that in mind, you know, I'm very careful to say what I'm actually hyped about, because I'm basically hyped about no game until it crosses my desk. And that's like a mental block that I've like installed in my brain. So almost to the point where like an addict will be like, yeah, I'm never taking another sip or another hit of whatever. It's like, I used to be like a game hype addict, and then I was like, you know what? Never again. I will not drink from the cup of hype. And I just made that decision. All right, another hostile trade ship, so yeah, screw you. I guess I'm not trading with you. Thank you for tuning in to SpaceSlog, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow captains.